Welcome back to Betrayal at House on the Hill with the Widow's Walk expansion. Oh boy, Zoe in trouble, beaten up badly. Right here, she's in the upper part of the building, mansion, and we have up first, of course, Darren Flash Williams on the ground floor, and up here we have the professor is checking out the roof. So let's begin with Darren. And he's got a movement now of 5, so he can go pretty much where he likes. And I think he's just going to take one step this way. So I'm going to readjust the camera, and we're going to see what he exposes here. All right, so he stepped through this door from the menagerie. And let's see, so he is on the ground floor, so the next tile is only good for the roof, the upper, or the basement. So we're going to discard that one. We go to the next tile, and it has a ground floor. So he finds the conservatory, and it looks like he's going to find, or there's going to be an event there. So, and it just dead ends into that section. So he moves in here, no other doors, and he has an event. So our event is the voice. I'm under the floor, buried under the floor. Oh, lovely. The voice whispers once, then is gone. You must attempt a knowledge roll. Well, let's have a look here. And his knowledge is 4. So he's going to be rolling 4 dice. And we're going to see what he gets for a knowledge roll. He gets 2, 3, 4. Well, that may or may not be too bad. Well, he gets the best one, 4 plus. You find something under the floor. Draw an item card. Wow, lucking out. So he finds something under the floor, and what does he find under the floor? It's an item. He finds an idol. Oh, great, that was talking to him from under the floor. Perhaps it's chosen you for some greater purpose, like human sacrifice. Oh, great. Once per turn, you can rub the idol before making any trait, combat, or event roll to add 2 dice to the roll, to a maximum of 8 dice. Each time you do, lose a sanity. Wow, another really good item for him. He's got the sacrificial dagger now. And the idol talking to him from under the floor. So a story's developing. I'm sure the idol will probably tell him to stab himself with the sacrificial dagger later on. All right, up next is the professor. He's up here. I'm going to rearrange the camera, and we're going to have him take his first turn. Okay, so he's up here. He's got a movement of 4. And so he's just going to go 1, 2, and go this way. And yes, I'm doing things for space-wise. So that's the roof. So you can use upper or roof for any of the roof or upper or for any of the roof locations. You can use upper and roof. So we're going to be able to use this one. And it is the research laboratory. Well, how perfect for the professor. And there will be an event here. Okay, so he finds the research laboratory. Maybe that's what he was looking for in this house. That he has an event. And I hope this is going to focus properly. An angry being. It emerges from the slime on the wall next to you. Oh, great. You must attempt a speed roll. All right, speed roll. And his speed is only 4. So we're going to roll 4 dice. And we're going to see what he can get. Well, he gets 2, 4, he gets 5. Pretty nimble character. Wow, so he gets the best, we get best one as well. 5 plus, you get away. Gain 1 speed. Wow. Everyone's having good luck but Zoe. So he's going to gain a speed. So we're going to take his, all right, move it up a tick. He now has a speed of 5. Good stuff, Professor. All right, next up is going to be Zoe. So let's once again readjust the camera, and we'll have Zoe go. All right, so we have Zoe here in the upper landing or the upper floor, and she's going to move 1 space. She has a movement. She has a movement of 4 still, a speed of 4. So she can move 1 space here. Once again, she's in the upper floor, so we can use the upper floor tile, and she finds the theater, and it's an omen. Ooh, okay. So she enters into the theater, and we have an omen happening there, and it's a vial. Okay. The old and crazy woman said you should drink this potion that glows with an amber light. Maybe that's how she got so old and crazy. Okay. Once on your turn, you may drink from the vial. Roll 2 dice. Is it all bad things? I don't know. And now you have to make a haunt roll. She's going to go ahead and do the haunt roll first. She has the mask. She's been bitten. She has the mask, and now she has a vial. But we're going to have to do a haunt roll. We have 4 omens now out, so we have to roll 6 dice. If we get less than 4 omens rolled on the 6 dice, then the haunt begins. 2, 4, 6, 7. The haunt does not begin. Now, does she want to be... all of her stats are at the very bottom. All of her stats are right at the bottom, so she can't lose anymore because you can't die before the haunt happens. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to roll 2 dice, and maybe something good will happen for her. Once on your turn, you may drink the vial. Roll 2 dice. Now, do you discard it after you drink it? Doesn't say. Okay, well, she's going to roll 2 dice, and she gets a 3, so that's a pretty good roll for 2 dice. 3 is an invigorating tonic. Gain 1 in any physical trait. Great. Okay, I think you can just hang on to this and keep using it, but I'll have to check that rules because it doesn't say discard. You should drink the potion of glow to do. Well, so she gets 1 physical trait back. So we're going to take her might, and we're going to go up 1. So she still has 2 dice for might, but at least she's not 1 away from the bottom on might anymore. So that was at least a little bit of a beneficial boost for her. That's going to conclude 1 turn for all. And so I think we're going to go 1 more turn for each character for this episode, and it's quite possible that the haunt is going to take place very shortly. So let's go back to Darren, and he'll get to have another turn. All right, so up again is Flash. Now he has 5 speed, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, going through the laundry room into an unknown other room. And he's on the ground floor, so this is a valid tile. And he finds a charred room. Oh, great. And it's an omen room. So let's see what happens. He finds a charred room through the laundry. I guess there was a dryer fire or something. All right. Omen card. What is it? A dog. It's a companion. This mangy dog seems friendly. At least you hope it is. Okay. Gain 1 might and 1 sanity now. Lose 1 might and 1 sanity if you lose custody of the dog. Okay, take a small monster token to represent the dog. Put it in your room. Use a token of a different color from other monsters, if any. Once during your turn, the dog can move to any explored room up to 6 spaces away using doors and stairs, and then return. It can pick up, carry, and or drop 1 item before it returns. Wow. The dog isn't slowed by opponents. It can't use one-way passages or rooms that require a roll. It can't carry items that slow movement. This omen can't be dropped, traded, or stolen. Make a haunt roll now. Well, okay, I'm going to have to get a little token for his dog, and I'll do that, and then we'll come back and make a haunt roll. We now have 5 omens out on the board. This could be dangerous. We're back with the big dog, courtesy of Castle Ravenloft. Or at least that's what I had in Castle Ravenloft. It is a dog that's going to be hanging out with Chase. So we'll put these 2 together in the charred room. It is time now for the roll. 2, 4, 6 dice. 5 omens are out. What is going to happen? Not much, apparently. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. So no haunt is taking place yet. Up next, the Professor, who is in the research laboratory, or however you want to say it. So I'm going to readjust the camera, and we're going to have him take his second turn for this episode. All right, so the professor in the laboratory here, he has a movement speed of 5, but he's just going through this door, 1 space, He is in the roof section, so we can use the upper, and this tile is valid. It is a storeroom. Okay, it's a dead end as well. So it's the storeroom, and in the storeroom there is an item. And he must stop, and he gets an item. All right, what does he get for an item? He gets a device. Wow, how appropriate. Next door to the research laboratory is a storeroom which has a device. A jumble of wires and glass. Instruments used to measure things that are not of this world. Ooh, from beyond, H.P. Lovecraft. At the end of your turn, if you are in the same room as an opponent, gain 1 knowledge. Discard this card to add 3 dice to your attack roll, but you may only use that attack to steal something. Yeah, you can use attacks in this game to steal things. All right, well, that's pretty awesome. Of course, there's no opponent yet because we are still in the sort of cooperative abilities at the moment because the haunt has not happened. All right, well, that was the professor. We're going to go back now to Zoe, who's in the theater, and see where she wants to go next. All right, so here we have Zoe exiting the theater. She has a movement speed of 4, and she's going to go through the servants' quarters 1 and 2 right here. She is in the upper part of the building, of the mansion, of the house. All right, so we can use this one because it has upper on it. She finds the study with the dumbwaiter in it. So this is a new tile from Widow's Walk. Once per game, if you end your turn here, put your explorer token here and gain 1 mental trait. Well, that's going to help her out. No question there. However, we do in fact have an omen, so that could be a bad thing. So she's going to have to pull an omen card, and we're going to see what it is. A spirit board. A board with letters and numbers to call the dead. Ouija board. Before you move during your turn, you can look at the top tile of the room stack. If you use the spirit board after the haunt has been revealed, the traitor can move any number of monsters 1 space closer to you. If you are the traitor, you don't have to move those monsters. If there is no traitor, all monsters move 1 space closer to you. So that's if you use the spirit board. She doesn't have to use it, but she does have to make a haunt roll now. And that could be our undoing because we have 6 haunts now out on the board. So we're going to have to roll those 6 dice. And we're going to, if we get 5 or less on the roll, we're going to have a haunt happening. And guess what? 2, 3, 4. We are going to have the haunt will begin. So I'm going to have to consult the table, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the haunt is beginning, and we're going to consult the chart. So it was the spirit board, and it was in the study. So if we cross the streams here, we go from the study to the spirit board, we get haunt number 64. And we have to figure out who the traitor is. 64. The traitor is everyone except the highest knowledge. Okay, and the person with the highest knowledge is the professor. So it looks like the traitor, or traitors in this case, are going to be Darren and Zoe. And the professor is going to be the survivor up there in the laboratory in the storeroom. So we're going to have to consult, and this is going to be from Widow's Walk. So that's pretty cool. We got an expansion. 1, haunt number 64. So once again, let me, we're going to be doing the role of the survivor in this one. And the role of the betrayer, traitor, is going to be hidden from you. So we're going to be, from this point on, looking at from the perspective of the professor. So we're going to take a look at the survivor booklet and see what we're supposed to do as the professor. All right, I'm going to read this over rather quickly. We are going to be doing haunt number 64, and it's called Chairman of the Board. And so this is going to be for the professor, so we don't really know what's happening except from the professor's perspective. It says, you thought you were with your friends, your fellow explorers, but you all met for the first time here at the house, and now you know the truth. The people you thought were your companions were ghosts haunting the house, and they've made room for one more. Now you have to get out of the house and fast. If the ghosts manage to strip away your sanity, you too will become a permanent resident of this haunted house. Right now, leave the room. The traders get to stay with the house this time. So we're basically leaving the room as a professor. Get a piece of paper representing the spirit board with the letters A through Z on it. Leave plenty of room between them. If you have an actual spirit board, such as a Ouija board, you can use that. We're not going to bother with that because you'll see how this works. We don't need to do that because I'm playing both parts. When you return, get a pentagram item token representing the planchette, the pointer indicating the spirit board from the box. Take the spirit board omen from whomever found it. So we're going to take the spirit board omen and we're going to give that to the professor. Okay. What you know about the bad guys. The other explorers are now poltergeists and are trying to turn you into a ghost to join them in the haunted house. You win when you move through the front door of the entrance hall. So he's going to make a dash for it. Special attack rules. You may attempt exorcisms to kill poltergeists instantly. Each exorcism roll requires a specific room or item card. You can make one exorcism roll each turn. And yes, my battery is dying. So we will continue on here once I replace the battery, and then we've got a bunch more text to do, and that's going to be the end of the episode. Okay, sorry about that. So continuing on, it says you may attempt a sanity roll of 5+ to perform an exorcism while in the chapel, crypt, or pentagram chamber, and none of which have shown up yet, or while carrying the holy symbol or ring, which we don't have either. You may attempt a knowledge roll 5+ to perform the exorcism while in the library or research laboratory. Well, we do have the research laboratory, but do we want to hang around there? Don't really think so. We want to get out of this house. Or while carrying the book or crystal ball, which we don't have either of those. Either. If you succeed, one trader in your room dies instantly. How to use the spirit board. When you are attacked, you do not roll any dice. Instead, you use the spirit board. The poltergeist will write down a thing depicted on a room tile. It must be one or two words in at least 6 letters. Look at the room and get an idea of the things in the room as many times as you have points of knowledge. You can move the corner of your planchette around your spirit board to indicate, so we're just going to be guessing letters basically. To figure out what the poltergeist is attacking you with. The poltergeist must tell you how many times it occurs in the answer. Each letter you got correct once per time it occurs in the word or phrase counts for 1 point in the number you use to defend. So it says, then you guess the word or phrase. If you're correct, you get 1 more point, the number you use to defend. For example, if you have a knowledge of 5 and are in the kitchen when the poltergeist attacks, you might indicate the letters fridge, F-R-I-G-E. If the poltergeist wrote down fridge, you defend with a value of 5. But if it was refrigerator, you defend with a value of 8. 3 R's, 2 E's, 1 F, 1 I, 1 G. If you guessed refrigerator as well, you defend with a value of 9, getting another one. So cool. When you would damage a poltergeist with the spirit board, you may instead... when you would damage a poltergeist with the spirit board, you may instead move 1 room. Special movement rules. Poltergeists do not count as opponents for purposes of counting movement. Special omen rules. The spirit board cannot be dropped, traded, or stolen. You win. So if you win, this is what's going to happen. So basically what happens is, I guess Zoe and Darren were both ghosts who are now poltergeists who are trying to kill or drive the professor insane and have him join the haunted house. So the professor is going to have to try to get out of here. And of course, Zoe and Darren are going to try to get in his way and stop him. And that's going to conclude this episode. So up next, we're going to have the haunt happening. And we're going to see if the professor can get out with his life. Possibly, possibly not. All right, so thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for subscribing, liking my videos. If you do, I really appreciate it. Join me next time for the continuation of Betrayal at House on the Hill with the Widow's Walk expansion. And we're doing Chairman of the Board number 64, which is from the Widow's Walk expansion. So once again, thanks all for watching along. And we'll catch you next time.